Good day, viewers all over the world. You are welcome to Toydale online class. Today we want to look at the division of a line in a given ratio. In our previous video, we looked at the midpoint of a line. That is, if you have a line AB and if the midpoint is C, so the coordinates of that C will be x comma y, and it's given as x1 plus x2 all over 2, comma y1 plus y2 all over 2. So if you have a line AB and you want to find the midpoint of that line, this is the formula to find the coordinates of that midpoint of that line. But in this case now, we want to find the division of a line in a given ratio. In this case now, we have A and B is divided into ratio PQ. So how do we find the coordinates of that point? The coordinates of that point will now be, that will be C. In this case now, will now be x comma y. How do we get x? X will now be the P, that is one of the ratio P x2 plus Q x1 all over P plus Q. So y coordinates will also be P y2 plus Q y1 all over P plus Q. Instead of assuming it to be 2, when we find when we take the midpoint of that line, this is what the coordinates will give us. Then in this case now, the division could either be internal or external. This formula is actually talking about it's talking about internal division. But if it's external, the only difference is that when we have external division, P and Q will attract a negative sign. But in this case now, it's the internal division. So when it's internal division, the value of P and Q will be positive. But when it is external division, the value of P and Q will be negative. That's just the difference between internal division and external division. So that is the difference. So we are going to take example now. We are going to take example to buttress our point. So let's take example on division of a line in a given ratio. So we take example now. We are going to take example. Let's take example. Let's say example on division of a line. Let's take example. So we take example. In this case, the question says R divides the line PQ. That's the line. I divide the line PQ where the coordinates of P and Q are 5,2 and 3,7 respectively. In the ratio 4:3. The question now says find the coordinates of R. Just like if P, this is P, solution, this is P and this is Q. Had it been we are asked to find the midpoint, let's assume that the midpoint is R. Of course, this will be x1, y1, x2, y2. That's what we are going to get. So if you ask to find the midpoint of this line, we know what to do. We just say R will be x comma y. So x will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Then y will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. But in this case now, the line is divided in such a way that it depends on this ratio. This 4 is P, then Q is 3. So how do we find the coordinate of R, which happens to be the R happen to be the points of their division based on this ratio. So this is what we do. We say P is equal to 5,2 and Q is equal to 3,7. So this will be x1, y1, x2, y2. Then P ratio Q is given as 4:3. So the coordinate x comma y, the coordinate of R will now be P, that will be P x2 plus Q x1 all over P plus Q, comma P y2 plus Q y1 all over P plus Q. That's what we are going to get. Then if you substitute for that, we substitute for value of everything there. So here we are going to have P. P is 4. We have 4 into bracket S2. P is 4, X2. X2 is 3. X2 is 3 plus Q. Q is 3 into bracket X1 is 5. All over 4 plus 3, comma, P is 4. Y2 is 7 plus Q is 3. Then Y1 is 2. All over 4 plus 3. So that's what we are going to have. Then at the end of the day, the coordinate of R will now be 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 times 5, 15, all over 7, comma, 4 times 8 is 28 plus 3 times 2, 6, all over 7. Then if we do that, we are going to get here the coordinate of R, which is x, comma, y, will now be 27 all over 3, comma, 34 all over 7. That will be the coordinate of, that's going to be the coordinate of R. We now say hence the coordinate of R, the coordinate of R is equal to 27 over 3, comma, 34 over 7. And that will be the coordinate of R when we have the division of a line in a given ratio. In this case now, we have a given ratio. So we are going to find the division of the line based on the formula that we have. So I would love to stop here. So if you have any further question on the division of a line in a given ratio, you can just type it at the comment section. I promise to undo that. So if you really want to know more, if you want to get a detailed information about Cartesian coordinates, you can just go to my YouTube channel, which is Toydale Online. So, and I promise that you're going to get a lot of content in my YouTube channel. Thank you, and God bless you all.